He got his start in showbiz on the soap opera All My Children and made his way into the music world with the boy band Dream Street. And of course, his solo career really kicked off with hits like Beautiful Soul. And a decade later, Jesse McCartney is here to tell us more about his newest single, Superbad, and all his latest projects. What went into your decision to go back into the studio and record a new album?
I just, I love music, and I think I'll always, for as long as I can, just keep making albums and keep making music. I feel like I never got to fully make the record I wanted to make until now. When I started this record, I set out to make an album that was sort of a reflection of what I grew up listening to as a child, which was a lot of 60s, 70s, 80s retro music, stuff that my parents listened to. And I think this album is just that. A lot of influences like Michael and Prince and Earth, Wind & Fire. And I worked with an amazing team of producers to sort of help crystallize that sound. And so here we are. This is my fourth studio album, and it's called In Technicolor. And I think we're going to be hitting the road soon to play all the new songs for the fans.
You retweeted this, and this is a tattoo of your lyrics and your name. Fans do crazy things for you, and this is not the only tattoo of you floating around out there.
All I can say is, let's not get carried away, guys. You might regret this in 10 or 15 years. I'm just telling you now, I love you and I love your support. It's overwhelmingly gratifying, but just be careful because, you might look at it in like a decade and be like, oh, is it really smart to get a picture of his face? But it's really nice. Like, the fans came up to me on my last tour with the Backstreet Boys, and I started actually an Instagram hashtag that was called Fans with Tattoos, because you wouldn't believe how many there actually were. It's very sweet. I know they're just, they're trying to show their love and support.
Do you get carded a lot when you go out to drink?
All the time. Actually, I was in New York last night. It was I met up with a few friends, and I lost my wallet on the flight out to New York, and I didn't have my ID. So I got turned out from a few places here in New York because I didn't have my license. Dude, you're not 21. I'm like, yeah, I'm 27.
Did you try to bring up your Wikipedia page? But look, people know me. And
yeah,
do you see this?
I don't know. I'd be way too embarrassed to do something that's silly. But yeah, no. So we just went. There's plenty of bars in New York that they don't really care that much, I think.
Speaking of the youngins, I have a question here from Rebecca that says, you mentioned something about a club tour. Would you still play at venues too? Some of us are just shy of the age of restriction for bars and clubs. So a lot of your fans wouldn't be able to get into the bars that you couldn't get into last night.
Well, yeah, but does she mean in terms of a performance? Because
I think her concern was that if you went to clubs that she couldn't get into.
But don't worry, don't fret, Rebecca, because they're going to let you in. I promise. I think they'll do like a wristband situation, So if you're under the age of 21, you don't get a wristband or something. I don't know.
I guess I'm a bit of a hopeless romantic, so. I always kind of like the idea of things just kind of lining up and it just kind of meeting somebody that's like meant to be, and the song's sort of about that.